It's August 23rd, 2022. I woke up this morning and my chin looks a little better. It's the third day of whatever antibiotic the hospital gave me the second time. Um, I'm in this. So today I woke up. This is looking better, which is an improvement. My top of my lip, though, looks like I have lines coming down this way. I mean, at an integral pressure, like intracellular, interstitial. I don't know why it's causing this outward epidermological change. And I've broken out in some kind of, looks like some form of dermatitis, even though this part's gone away. So it's biological changes. Um, this morning, Lewis took Linda, myself, and the baby to local diner. I didn't eat. I sat there as usual, um, without eating, or the new usual. Um, and so it was a family breakfast out at a local diner. Um, then he took us for a ride to see with Linda the ecological state of the local pond that Linda used to walk to, but now can't even walk to because of whatever biological changes are affecting her in this area at this point, which is an ongoing concern of mine. Lewis has this, like in FBI terms, I'd call it stippling on his legs. I think it's some kind of communicable shower-borne pathogen or whatever that's growing. I told him what to do to clean out his shower, both shower heads. I pointed out some of the obvious that I could see from like minimal health inspection of it. So that was one thing. And so we went to the local pond because I'm concerned that, like, vector mosquito, I mean, in other countries, malaria is, or in Africa, malaria is present. At least I learned that in the class that I took. And its vector or its transport is mosquito. So I'm thinking with the Zika, the West Nile virus, and whatever else, for some reason, if I'm in a group of people, the mosquitoes somehow choose me rather than some, and my children rather than the others. And I've had not only mosquito bites, but I mean, it coincides with some of the effects of the anemia, which I'm guessing at this point, but it's been such a long time since I contracted anemia, and even, no matter how many doctors I go to, they're not giving me like this answer that I need in order to build, like, going forward, to rectify and fix my health. So that's a problem. So we went to the pond. The reason of the pond is, I said there was a lot of lily pad growth. And Linda's like, it almost looks like a scum. I go, well, if the vegetation is toxic to the growth of mosquitoes, then I'm all right with it looking like that. I was like, but I don't even know ecologically if it's fostering and encouraging the growth of these of mosquitoes, or if it actually is a toxin and a deterrent to mosquito growth. I was like, that would be my answer, but I don't know. Again, I don't have anybody to ask. um so then my father said that at one point Crowsham Park was so nice. When him and Linda were younger, they actually had not only ball games there for the kids, but they also had outdoor music and like concerts on the great, like there's a great area of lawn. They used to build a stage and have things there. I said, wow, that sounds like that must have been really nice. And then he took me through some of the back roads, see some of the houses, like some of the older like I call it craftsman, Victorian colonials, whatever. But it shows real craftsmanship of like a different zeitgeist, which I greatly appreciate architecturally and aesthetically. I don't like the nouveau riche, like modern. It's not attractive aesthetically, not for this area. Although we passed some of that because it's just like, I don't know what happened to Bayside. They keep tearing down all the old, beautiful class and community that was built at one point, and they keep putting up these horrific new concoctions. But and then like that word I said Zoogeist because I thought that that's what I heard somebody say on television or on the radio, and I was asking Lewis what that meant to him, since Lynn and Lou sometimes have a different definition than what I hear the modern folks are redefining things as, which again is another problem. um so then he took me down to Douglaston, which, um, high school, the person who went to Clapham while I went to Crescent, and we'd meet in Little Neck Diner in the mornings and like check in and I guess uniform inspection before we went off for the day. Um, and it was a junior year for him, a senior year for me. Um, Sometimes I was able to ride with him, while he did his whatever that he was up to. Um, and I just moved to the neighborhood, and I just loved like the trees, the overgrown, like tree lined streets of Douglaston Manor and of Little Neck, which is really where his route was, which just driving around, I was trying to get like a lay of the land, um, not knowing this area or what to do in this area. Today, Lewis brought me back, but to a different section of Douglaston Manor, and I didn't realize that there was a country club there. Um, that there seems to be some like entryway to water. It was so beautiful there. And they seem to have kept the integrity and the zeitgeist of their buildings. I mean, there's some that have schnooked in. I don't know why they weren't able to stop them before they tore down the beautiful integrity of the neighborhood there, but it seems that they've had much more success in their efforts in Douglaston Manor, than uh, Bayside had. I mean, Bayside, it's really been, I don't know, the integrity is really whatever's creeping in that does not match zeitgeist is really fornicating all over the aesthetics of the neighborhood. It's just horrific. Um, to just like really capture its zeal in photographic verse or word. Um, so it was nice because I didn't realize Douglaston had such beauty held within its, small community. But it was really nice to see that they were able to hold up against the elements that are all around at this point. Um, I feel the same way about Port Washington. Or at least the parts that I've seen. Same thing, parts of Manhasset, um, have held up really well in not allowing the architecture and the historical quantities to be diluted by some new design that does not fit the motif, the people, the feel that I mean, when you buy into a neighborhood, you try to buy into a feel of a neighborhood and then hope that the surrounding neighbors fit your MO. I just, it's hard to find that in Bayside, where I am at the moment. There's still remnants of it in Bayside, but I don't know why they've been preyed upon so horrifically and torn apart. It's really quite disturbing. It's sad. Like the new brick products that they're using, the new wrought iron, the new design. And I mean, it's been steadily going downhill since 70s, 80s. Um, in like very noticeable marks on the landscape, or like a debauchery mark. Um, Again, so it was nice that Lewis actually, because it felt more, it had like a Lloyd Harbor feel to it, of like loving to drive down towards my old elementary school. The houses on that drive are just so historically beautiful and just speak to a better time in American history as far as I'm concerned. Um, I just feel like so much is being destroyed, and I don't know why it's being allowed. It's so frustrating. I did see that they have an Episcopalian church. I'm going to see if perhaps this Sunday, um, if maybe they're more welcoming than what I found in Bayside and in Manhasset. Manhasset was welcoming at first, until I said that I was looking to join like community and whatever, and then all of a sudden it was not interested. It was like, no. So it's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.